Alright, in the back. Anyways, the door to the right here, like I was saying. Well, it's to the right, obviously. But the night room is in here, so I'll be able to get it. And I believe the night item is actually, like... I guess it's really undeniably better. It's the growth stone. What you think about it, it does the same thing as the defense berry. Plus gives you strength, luck, and agility, so, you know... pretty obvious trade there. It might not give as much stat, though. I believe it does. In the back... oh, mother... Okay, and I'm back. Like I was saying with the doors, then if it's in that appropriate time period, you go through it and, you know, you can walk through it, you know, no big deal there, you know. I mean, the funny thing about that is I think I've said this before, but I absolutely detest it when people use the phrase, you know, like when you're talking. Okay, I didn't say it there. Well, oh, my God. When you're talking to them and they're just like, they're going on about something and they're just like, you know, it's just like, if you say no, like, under certain circumstances, it can kind of make you like an asshole of like, don't you hate it when, I guess you're, I can't think of a good example, but in some cases, like, you don't actually know, but you can't say, if you say no, you sound kind of insensitive. I just don't like that phrase, it drives me insane. Where you say statements that you know, like it's common knowledge, and sometimes it might not be. But like if you use it saying, like I think I've been kind of using it as more of a, I don't want to repeat myself, so you know, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. Whereas the next door's around here somewhere. It's especially hard to see it dark, especially from the camera angle. Plus, I'm looking at a very small screen, so forgive me if I walk over a few of them. Though I believe there's only 2 more left. Thank God. This part of the dungeon's almost over. And I believe if you head to the left here, there's gonna be enemy. Plus, there's a giant room with a weapon in it. And you're going to want to grab this weapon just because you can. And it's actually, I believe it's the best lance of the game. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure that's the case. Which I believe that'll give us all the ultimate weapons. Well, I call them ultimate weapons, they're not like god tier or anything, but... You know, screw the enemies in this room, I'm pretty sure 2 out of 3 of them aren't even worth fighting. Which right here you'll find the Paradigm, which like I said, I believe is the best spear in the game. I'm going to go ahead and equip it just because why not? I think it's even worse than the Holy Swords. It's kind of like... Yeah, but it has apparently it has an additional effect of death, so that's cool. Well, that's tight looking. I don't think I've ever actually used it because of the strength that deal, but holy crap, that is a cool looking spear. Holy moly. Okay, back, so... Not much to say there. Anyways, the other fork goes to the last room of the dungeon, but beyond that point... Beyond this next room, you'll need the boundary crest, so if you didn't get it at this point, you need to go back and get it. Otherwise, you will not be advancing anytime soon. Or ever. Go through the door, Jack, thank you. Go through the door. Go through... Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Apparently I was slightly out of range for it. Another one of these things here, but I'm gonna go and find it, so I'll be right back. A story of my life. The one thing I love about this armor is it's absolutely ridiculous hearing Jack's voice in it, because it's like so... I guess badass almost, but it's like, oh right! No, it's like the death armor, like I was talking about earlier. It's like, it's so happy, like he's so happy in it, and it just kind of ruins the mood. Anyways, just beyond this boundary crest point up, you know, right in front of us, like right there. There's a boss fight, so you're gonna want to heal up. We're gonna use the Redstone. Why the hell not? Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and use a 700 healing thing, whatever that's called. It's like a Bravostone chip. Use this one. Give everyone a little more HP. I don't want to be full. I don't care to be full. Go ahead and walk through here, and we'll harness boss fight, which I believe is like 3rd to last. There's an insane number of these. A new level created from a 24th level of Parallel Worlds. Let us name it Radical. My love, I will discover the secrets of this world and gain even more power. My power shall become absolute. Eavesdropping? That is hardly a respectable pastime. Who are you? Why have you come to this world? I am... never mind. I do not care who you are. All I know is you are in my way. I will have to exterminate you. Well, I consign myself to this whirlpool of the eternal present. What? Prepare yourself to hear my name. Okay. Be disgusted with yourself if you do not recognize it. I am Blizzard! Oh, shut up. Blizzard is actually, I believe, one of the main villains, if not the main villain, from Valkyrie Profile. So it's pretty natural that, what's her name, would know him Valkyrie. Anyways, Lizard has 16,000 HP, and if you don't have Heaven's Gate for this battle, God have mercy on your soul. Because look at that. Special, he can inflict... I'm pretty sure that's just about every stinking effect in the game outside of death. But of course he can kill you, so technically you can do that too. So I'm gonna go ahead... Wrong one. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a Heaven's Gate for my party, and then go ahead and wail on him. Basically, he's one to kind of not stand still. He will knock you... Oh god. He can summon little enemies, he can cause all these little status effects all over the place. It's... Honestly, there's like no way not to get knocked away around him unless you have like a 100-ton body. So he's actually fairly difficult. Like he's a lot more difficult to defeat, especially for a mage. But honestly, this is basically what I wanted from a mage game. What Lizard's character is in the battle. Like it is, he is pretty kick-ass. I'm not gonna lie. Like he has a wide variety of spells. He has so much utility and like everything he can do, which is it's so cool. But you know, he doesn't actually... They don't actually give you any characters like it. They all have a little bit of cast time, like awkward recoil. And I guess it would be pretty overpowered if you did have a party member who could do, you know, like, this much damage and like so many side effects. I'm not saying they should make them all like Lizard, but let's have them like play out like Lizard. Like, make them feel like they're strong, not like they're the DPS of Jack in one combo when it's 3 combos by the time you cast 1 spell. It's kind of... It's a little ridiculous. Okay, you can stop casting Fire Lance now. Go ahead and get our Valkyrie's Heaven's Gate. You know, usually I'm not too, you know, strict about keeping status blocking, like keeping a skill in my party for so long. But, if you don't have Heaven's Gate for this battle, it is extremely annoying. He'll paralyze you, he'll slow you, he'll burn you, he'll do everything. So... if there's any boss in this game you need to use Heaven's Gate on, it is this one. Like, ugh. Especially the stupid Poison Cloud, you can't... Oh gosh, this boss battle is kind of annoying, but... You know... They have to make... Like, if I didn't have these overpowered party members... I think he'd give you quite a trouble. Like, quite a problem. Especially for the non-human. Non-human doesn't really have any... characters as strong as... as good a healer as Kayn, as maybe as strong as Elwyn. I mean, you get Valkyrie in the non-human storyline, so she's like a must. One thing worth noting, which I should have mentioned this earlier, but in the non-human storyline, since it takes place before the end of the game, you actually have to use Gantz for it. Like, you have no choice but to use Gantz. So it's one party member plus Valkyrie, so you basically only have like one other option. I recommend using Gil's fairly good. Also, like healer. If you want to substitute Gil for a healer, that works too. But I'm just saying, I think. Gil's best choice, and buy a bunch of healing items, you should be good. But of course, that takes a little bit of money grinding, so whatever. I cannot accept such an ending. I will not accept this. Well, looks like you had to. Who was that guy? Of course, not much to say about that. There's a teleport here. At this point, I believe it leads to another boss, so if you're not healed up and ready for it, you might want to heal up and be ready for it. That should go without saying. I think my party members still healed, so I should be good. Unfortunately, though, Elwyn's King of the Day isn't affecting her right now. Okay, so we're getting really close to the end of the final dungeon here. I'm a little worried, though, because I'm kind of running out of time, and I'd hate to run out of recording time while doing this. Because I have about 30 minutes left, I think. 99, 105... Yeah, I think it's about 34 minutes. With only 2 boss battles, I believe I can do it, so I'm gonna try and rush it. This is probably not my best idea in the world, but, you know... YOLO? Question mark? I don't ever use that seriously, so don't worry about it. Brave warrior, you've traveled far, now this is not time for words. Now it's the time for action! Show me your strength, warrior! What the heck is this boss battle? Oh, it gets better. It gets better. I'll set the boss music. Jack actually your party gets ambushed, so that's cool. You can't use anything yet. I don't think, what's it called? Heaven's Gate is really necessary for this battle. I was actually really lucky that. So thankfully you don't need to worry about that. Anyways, this is... Oh, I should use this. Announce the spell when I can. This is Gabriel Solesta. He's got 33,333 HP. For those of you who are, God, I keep... Stop saying the word off. Yeah, like I said. He is a very common super boss for a Trias game. He's been in Star Ocean 1, 2, 3, and 4, Infinite Number Discovery, Valkyrie Profiles 1 and 2, and Covenant of the Plume, which might be Valkyrie Profile 2. I didn't write that down very well. So yeah. So if I actually did the secret dungeon in what's it called? No, don't attack that enemy. Okay, don't do that. If I actually did the secret dungeon in Star Ocean 3, would you seeing him? But like I said several times throughout the Let's Play, on the chapel there are those two figures I pointed out. I believe one of them looks like Gabriel Celesta, which would be kind of a nice touch to the game if you think about it, or I used to think it'd be a nice touch in general. To be like, it kind of makes you think that you're battling God here, which you're in a different realm, so, and given the opening dungeon we had, I would like to think it's actually fairly reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and use my faulty loss on him. No, this guy actually fairly difficult. He does a lot of damage. You haven't noticed? He's one of the first enemies in the game that actually put dents in my characters, like Elwyn especially. She's at one point I believe she was down to about 2/3 HP, which if you think about it is actually very, which is way more than anyone's ever done to her. So without using a multi-blast or something. But thankfully this guy does not have a multi-blast. He cannot one-shot your party, neither can Lizard. So after Valkyrie, you don't need to worry about multi-blasting bosses for ever again. Of course, she's the only boss in this final dungeon that has multi-blast, thank god. If there's too many of them, I think I might cry, because I hate being one-shot by these things. But if you have 110 body, like I've mentioned several times throughout this Let's Play, I'd recommend having it on because, and if you notice, he's knocking you around like a pinata. It's even worse, almost worse than Lizard. Lizard's, I think, a bigger offender. Lizard is seriously annoying. His skills drive me insane. It's like, part of the battle, I don't want to do anything, just because I'll instantly get knocked down again. And basically, you can't guard against his skills because he will just break through it. There's probably a skill that will help with that, but I'm not certain. So, if anyone can enlighten me, please do. Feel free to let me know. Anyways, I'm not gonna use another multi-boss. I'm not sure how low HP he is. I'm gonna use something else as well because I put 9 of them and I've only got 1 boss left, so I go willy-nilly. I'll go ahead and use my multi-boss one more time, then. In hindsight, that's a bad idea. So next boss coming up, you're gonna want at least 40 VP for it, because she might be. She's easily the hardest boss in this game, so you want to be prepared for it. If you don't have enough healing items, get your healing items now. Of course, I'll talk about that more a little bit when I'm actually done with this boss battle and not take it for granted that I'm already won. But even though he does a fair amount of damage and knocks you back pretty badly, he is not terribly threatening. As long as you have a healer like Kane or Marsha or someone, you'll be good to go. And if you have a good healer in this game, honestly, you're good to go. That's why I think the human storyline is sometimes easier than not being used to yet. I mean, I think of 2 healers that have a heal all skill. I don't even know of a non-human character who has heal all. I'm sure there is one, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. If it would be anyone, it might be. It'd obviously be a light elf or dark elf. Or is it wood elf? Or something? I forget what they're called already. It's been a while though since I've played the non-human storyline, so they don't really talk about the non-humans. They don't talk about any non-human species in particular in the human storyline, so I guess I have some reason for not knowing, but. And there we go. He was no challenge at all, says Elwyn. Yeah, but he's not a god, or at least in my theory, he's a god. So, Elwyn, those are some pretty bold words, to say the least. Always gets a key crafts of Gabriel Celestial Battle Theme, which I believe is in every game. I need to stop saying that's bothering me so much. I believe it's in every game. I might be mistaken, so don't correct me. Feel free if I'm wrong. I have lost. Well done. Until we meet again, farewell. And he flies off into the sunsets. So that's fantastic.